Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. In the first story, the disrespectful treatment of our OP made him do his job by turning a blind eye to some things. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. I just have to see an ID. You don't have to convince me you're telling the truth. I used to install cable and internet for the local cable company. The company has the same name as a college football team in Ohio with red as their school color. This is my last job of the day, and it's only a modem swap. I swap out their outdated modem for a new one and copy-paste their Wi-Fi name and password onto the new one, and that's it. The house is massive and in a really nice neighborhood. Get to the door, ring the bell, and the customer's son is there. Dude looks young, so I asked to see an ID to make sure he's 18 or older. Company policy. 90% of the time, I don't ask if the customer looks old enough. The son gets argumentative right away and starts telling me he's in college, he's actually 21, and he even has his CCW. I tell him the policy and that he just looks young and I'm only covering my butt. This isn't good enough. He says, hold on, and calls his mom, who's the actual account holder and on her way home. I see where he gets the attitude from when he puts his mom on speakerphone, and she tells me how he knows the owner of the company, and she's only 5 minutes away, and that I'll be sorry if I leave before she gets there. She tells me she made the appointment and made sure someone would be there and that I should just do my job if I like having one. I just say, okay, and I'll get started. I head to the basement and notice that their existing modem also does phone. Their work order, on the other hand, says to replace it with an internet-only modem. So most people that still have a landline for phone only do so for home security systems, and when I remove the phone modem and put in a non-phone modem, you no longer have a security system. By the time the mom gets home, I'm finished and the son is already connected to the Wi-Fi. I apologize, have her sign the work order, and quickly drive off. Maybe 10 minutes later, dispatch calls me and tells me how the customer has a security system and that they were supposed to get a phone modem and would I go back. Apparently, the customer's security system was blaring and wouldn't shut off. I explained the situation and how the work order didn't say anything about a phone modem. She understands and says she'll have another tech head over there when someone's free. I gave the tech a heads up, and he didn't get over there until late evening. Never heard anything else about it. I never did anything wrong. And our second story. You want me to not follow your company policy? Fine, lose money then. So I was working at a small corner store, and for whatever reason or another, I had to run the store for a week. Bear in mind, I was a 20-year-old shelf stacker suddenly running the store. It was fun. They didn't really expect much, just the usual keep the place ticking over and don't let it burn down type stuff. So I'm running shift and decide to switch it up and put the best people where they work well instead of how it should be, till guy, stacker, and shift leader doing routines. I've got John, not real name, on till because he's the best on till, and James, also not his real name, doing my routine so I can crack on with the delivery. All good manager stuff, you know? Then I get a 3-bell, aka manager get to the till. Off I go. When I get there, I see a 60 to 70-year-old man having a full-blown row with John. Here's how it went. Me. Everything all right, John? John. He wants to pay by doing the swipe on his card. Side note, that's not allowed. Company policy says we can only accept chip and PIN or contactless due to fraud and such. Me to John. Okay then, you want to move on to the other till and keep serving? You know, to keep the line moving and the shop running. I sign on to the other till for him. Me to the old guy. Is there a problem here? Oh, gee. Your mate here, he isn't my mate, won't let me pay with my card. Me. Okay, I see that. Do you want to put it in the machine for me? Oh, gee. No. It uses the strip. Me. I see. Unfortunately, we can't take payments using the swipe function because of fraud and such. It's the company rules. Well, I can't use these machines. It's very simple. Just put your card into the bottom. No. Okay, do you want to go get some cash out? We have a cash point right outside the door, literally a 7-second walk. No. Well, then I'm going to have to put all this stuff back then. This is where he starts to rant. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. You're so rude. Blah, 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 blah. Second side note, I hear this every time I tell someone what they don't want to hear. Joy of retail, you know? Are you refusing to take my money? Look, are you refusing to take my money? If you just listen to me, are you refusing to take my money? Yes, I am. I want your name and number. I'll have your job for this. You're welcome to it, mate. I give him my name and the store number, and he F's off. So that was fun. Rest of shift goes fine. Walk in the next day for my next shift, and the store manager calls me into the office. Me. You all right, store manager? SM. All right, London. That's me. Did something happen with a card yesterday? Me. Yeah, this guy wanted to pay with the swipe, and I told him he couldn't, you know? SM. Yeah, I do know. Just that we had an email from the area manager today saying there was an incident and a complaint, and that we should be taking all forms of payment. Me. Okay. Even thought that... SM cuts me off. It's what her ladyship wants. We hate the AM just for reference. Keep her happy, let it be her problem. You can probably see where this is going. I carry on my shift as normal. All the staff have been told, nothing happens. I go home for the weekend. Having Saturdays and Sundays off in retail is a dream. Don't get jealous, guys. Monday rolls around. I walk in and get called into the office again. This time the area manager is there, as well as all the shift-running staff on their days off. She, the area manager, is losing her mind. Between doing her pieces and all of us sitting there calmly, we work out that the store was about 600 pounds down over the weekend. As it turns out, somebody had come in with a load of stolen, canceled, expired, empty cards and bought nearly 600 pounds worth of cigarettes, scratch cards, booze, meat, etc. On a C&P card, this would have been flagged immediately. However, on a swipe transaction, it had taken 2 to 3 days to not clear, and the store was out 600 pounds of product. Just bear in mind, this was 600 in one transaction. That's a massive loss for a small store. Into the office I go. AM. Does anyone know anything about this? She shows us the CCTV camera that the cashier had taken a swipe payment. Do you train your staff? SM. You told us to start taking swipe payments after the incident last week. I did no such thing. The store manager loads up the computer, opens the email, then proceeds to print it out for her. Her face drops. Yes, you did. You can stop yelling at my staff now. The AM skulks off out of the store, and we just kind of laugh at each other. Turns out the AM was due to explain to her big boss, as in big enough to have a personal driver for himself, why the store had lost 600 pounds in a few days. What I would have given to be a fly on the wall in that meeting. Let that be a lesson to any budding AMs out there. Don't do knee-jerk reactions without finding out what really happened, and don't try to change a company-wide policy on your own. And our last story. I lived the dream. I've been thinking about posting this one for quite some time, and I've decided to share my tale of how I got to do something we've always dreamed of. The crime. I was working the closing shift as a supervisor at Big Coffee Shop, and we closed at 10 p.m. It was 10:01 on the dot when I heard the beep of a car at the drive-thru. I thought to myself, sure, why not? We're ahead on our closing duties, and I'm in a merciful mood. I decided to take the order. This was a mistake, my friends, for I knew not that Mega B, MB, was on the other end of that speaker. Me. Welcome to Big Coffee Shop. How are you tonight? MB. Give me an extra large caramel frappuccino with 2 shots of espresso and extra caramel sauce and extra whipped cream. I'm sorry, but our frappuccinos only go up to large. It literally won't let me enter an extra large on the register, and we don't carry the dome lids for them for the whipped cream because of that. MB. Well, you must be new because I always get it, so give me my effing frappuccino now. How stupid do you have to be to do your effing job? Since you folks don't know me, I'll let you know that I am anything but beta, but I'm paid to be far more accommodating than I would be in my normal life. I'm also a large, bearded man who looks like he can crush you with a passing glance, so I ring it up as a large to get her to leave, tell her the total, and to pull to the window. At this point, my coworkers are scared to even look at me because I'm shaking with the fury of 1,000 suns. MB pulls up to the window, and I repeat the total without any other acknowledgement because this bee just stepped on my last nerve. She pays, and I hand her the drink. MB, this is wrong. And why didn't you use a dome lid? Everything's all squished now. Me, as I told you, Big Coffee Shop doesn't even make dome lids this size. MB, I don't care. Remake it now. Also, I want another one for free. Me, I'll be happy to remake it, but there will not be anything for free. I close the window before she can respond and take the drink out of sight, take the top off, add more whipped cream and caramel to the top, and put a fresh lid on it. It now looks remade. I then wipe the counters and blender for a minute before returning to the window. I give her the new drink. MB. Now it's right. Was that so effing hard? What's your name? I'm reporting your crappy service. Send me your manager and give me your first and last name. Me. I'm the manager on duty. My boss will be in tomorrow morning. My name's Jay Reddo, as you can see here on my apron. You don't need my last name since I'm the only one here with that name. Feel free to call or talk to whoever you want. Good night. I then shut and locked the window and texted my boss to let her know the situation. You must be saying, that's not the dream. You got your butt handed to you. You're right. The sweet, beautiful revenge happened the next day. The revenge. It was my day off and I needed groceries, so I walk into my local supermarket and start my shopping when I see her. We lock eyes and she quickly walks over to me thinking that because I'm beta walk clocked in, it's true all the time. MB, you're that barista that I didn't like. Me, yes, and you're that B from last night. MB, you can't talk to me that way. I'll have you fired. Me, from where, the grocery store? If you'll notice, I'm not at work and I'm not in uniform. As far as I'm concerned, you can go F yourself. I'm grocery shopping and you have the nerve to come up to me and harass me further? No, F you, B. Last night you were an awful human being and I can see nothing has changed in 12 hours. So now get the F out of my way because you're blocking the bacon. Her jaw hit the floor at the same time I dropped the microphone and walked away. She then tried to get me banned from the grocery store and found out that the manager there cared about her complaints even less than I did. She also complained to my manager, aka close personal friend, who told her that the company does not control people's actions on a day off inside a grocery store. I live to fight another day. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.